So students, in this lecture we will see one more problem. So the statement of problem is, obtain the state model for system represented by d cube y by dt cube plus 6 d square y by dt square plus 11 dy by dt plus 10y is equal to 3 u of t. Now when we see the highest order is 3, due to that the system is third order, n is equal to 3, and hence 3 integrators and variables are needed. As order is 3 integrators and variables are required. So we will select y is equal to x1 and then successive differentiation of y as next variable. So x1 dot is equal to, we will take it x2 which is dy by dt. Similarly x2 dot is equal to x3 which is equal to d square y by dt square. As 3 variables are defined, so x3 dot may not be equal to x4, but x3 dot must be obtained by substituting all selected variables in original differential equation. Due to that we will get x3 dot plus this equation . So this equation will be written in the derivative form. So x3 dot plus 6x3 plus 11x2 plus 10x1 is equal to 3u, as x3 dot is d cube y by dt cube. So x3 dot will now become equal to 3u minus 10x1 minus 11x2 minus 6x3. So y is equal to x1, which is output equation. So state model can be written as x dot is equal to ax plus bu and y is equal to cx plus du, where a we can write it as 0 1 0. So you can see the first equation is, what is x1 dot? You can see x1 dot is x2, x1 dot is x2. Okay, due to that in this equation only x2 term will be 1. x2 dot is x3, due to that this term is 1. The third equation is minus 10 minus 11 minus 6. So b is 0 0 3. b is 0 0 3. So b is 3 because it is 3u. Because it is 3u only in x3 dot. Okay, so you can see as only x3 dot is having 3u, so b will have only 3 in the last column of third row. Okay, so c is 1 0 0, y is equal to x1, so c is 1 0 0, d is 0. Okay, so this is how to draw the diagram. What is the diagram you have? It is, what is the equation? It is minus 10x1 minus 11x2 minus 6x3. So this is minus 10x1, this is minus 11x2, this is minus 6x3. Then 3 integrator outputs are x3, x2, x1. So this will be x2 dot, this is x1 dot, and this is x2 dot. Okay. Then all these 3 inputs are given to a adder and the input is 3u. So 3u is input. Due to that, so 3u is input. Then this is minus 10x1 minus 11x2 minus 6x3 all combined given, and we will get y of t. This is how to draw the diagram. Okay. Okay, now we'll see the next problem. So the problem given is, write a set of state equations for the network shown in this figure. Choose I1, I2 and Vc as state variables. Choose I1, I2 as state variable. let E of t is equal to input. Let E of t is equal to input. So we are taking E of t is input. Then voltage across R2 is equal to E naught of t, which is output. So voltage across R2 is E naught of t, which is output. I1t is equal to x1t, I2t is equal to x2t, Vc of t, voltage across capacitor, is x3 of t taken. Let I1 of t and I2 of t are the loop currents. So we'll take I1 of t and I2 of t are the loop currents. Applying KVL to the loops. So we'll apply KVL to the loops. Apply KVL to the loops. So what we'll get, R1 I1 plus L1 di1 by dt plus Vc. So E of t is equal to R1 I1 plus L1 di1 by dt plus Vc. So from this we can write di1 by dt as 1 by L1 into bracket minus I1 R1 minus Vc plus E of t. So 1 by L1 minus I1 R1 minus Vc plus E of t. Therefore di1 by dt is nothing but x1 dot t. So di1 by dt is taken as x1 dot t. So it will be 1 by L1 minus R1 x1 minus x2 plus E of t. Okay, then voltage across capacitor Vc of t is equal to L2 di2 by dt plus I2 R2. So voltage across capacitor Vc, what you can write it is dc. You can write L2 di2 by dt plus I2 R2. So you can write no, L2 di2 by dt plus I2 R2 is voltage across this capacitor. This is the input to this loop. Okay. Then we can write the current through the capacitor as C dVc by dt, which is equal to I1 minus I2. So dVc by dt is 1 by C I1 minus I2. So what we'll get, dVc by dt is equal to 1 by C I1 minus I2. So C dVc by dt is taken to be x3 dot. Okay. So what we have, C dVc by dt is I1 minus I2. dVc by dt is equal to 1 by C I1 minus I2. 1 by C I1 minus I2. So that is taken x3 dot. So x3 dot is 1 by C x1 minus x2. E naught of t is equal to I2 R2, which is equal to R2 x2. E naught of t is equal to E naught of t is equal to I2 R2, which is equal to R2 x2. Due to that, now the state model will be x1 dot x2 dot x3 dot, which is equal to minus R1 by L1 0. This is first equation of x1 dot. Okay, you see x1 dot equation and write the terms of x1, x2, x3. So it will be minus R1 by L1 0 minus 1 by L1 is x. Second equation is x2 dot. So what is x2 dot equation? It is 1 by L2 minus R2 x2 plus x3. So x2 and x3 are present. So x2 is minus R2 by L2 and x3 is 1 by L2. There is no x1 term in x2 dot. So it is 0. x3 dot is, here it is given 1 by C x1 minus x2. So only x1 and x2 terms are there. Due to that, x3 dot is 1 by C minus 1 by C 0. x1 dot x2 dot x3 dot, then plus B of t, which is 1 by L1. So 1 by L1 is present in the equation of x1 dot. So what is there in x1 dot? 1 by L1. 0 0, where U of t is equal to E of t. Now Y of t is equal to E naught of t. Y of t is equal to E naught of t. Y of t is equal to E naught of t, which is equal to 0 R2 0, 0 R2 0, x1 x2 x3. So what is Y of t you have got? E naught of t. E naught of t is nothing but the x2 dot t. What is x2 dot t taken? Vc across capacitor. That is, it is voltage across resistor that is taken. So only R2 is present x2 term, due to that it is R2, remaining x1 and x3 are zeros. So we'll go to the next part, solution of homogeneous equation. So we'll start with solution of state equations. So before going to the homogeneous equation, we'll go to the background. What is so-called solution of state equations? Okay. So whatever were the methods of obtaining state model in various forms and obtaining transfer function from the state model were discussed. But what was observed is that the output response depends on the state variables and their initial values. Hence, it is necessary to obtain the state vector x of t which satisfies the state equation x dot t is equal to ax of t plus b u of t at any time t. So, this is called as solution of state equations that helps to obtain the output response of a system. Okay. Output response of a system. So, we will consider the state equation of linear time invariant system. So, we will consider the state equation of linear time invariant system as x dot t is equal to ax of t plus b u of t. So, this is the state equation of linear time invariant system as ax of t plus b u of t, where the matrices A and B are constant matrices. Where the matrices A and B are constant matrices. So, whatever is this state equation, it can be of two types, one known as homogeneous, another known as non-homogeneous. Now, we will see about homogeneous equation. We will take A as a constant matrix and whatever is the input, it control forces are 0, then the equation takes the form x dot t is equal to ax of t. So, such equation is called homogeneous equation. If A is a constant matrix and input control forces are 0, then the equation takes the form x dot t is equal to ax of t. So, such equation will be called as homogeneous equation. So, whatever is this x dot t is equal to ax of t is called homogeneous equation. Is called homogeneous equation. Then it is seen that if input is 0, then the question arises how output can exist. How output can exist. Okay, how output can exist. So, the driving force is provided by the initial conditions of the system in such system to produce the output. So, the driving force is provided by the initial conditions of the system to produce the output in such system. Then, for example, we will consider a series RC circuit in which capacitor is initially charged to V volts. So, we will consider a series RC circuit where the capacitor is initially charged to V volts. Then, whatever is the current, it is taken as output. Then, there is a need to remember that there is no input control force, that is external voltage applied to the system is not there. External voltage applied to the system is not there. There is no input control force. Then, whatever is the initial voltage on the capacitor drives a current through the system. So, the initial voltage on the capacitor drives a current through the system and capacitor starts discharging through the resistance R. Okay, because the initial voltage on capacitor will drive the current in the system and the capacitor starts discharging through resistor R. Okay, such a system that is going to work on the initial conditions without any input applied to it is called as homogeneous system. Okay, homogeneous system. Now we'll see about non-homogeneous equation. We'll take A as a constant matrix and we'll take matrix U of t is non-zero vector. So if A is a constant matrix and matrix U of t is non-zero vector, then whatever is the input control forces are applied to the system, then the equation takes normal form as. So then the equation takes normal form as x dot t is equal to A x of t plus B U of t. Okay, the input control forces are applied to the system, then the equation takes normal form as x dot t is equal to A x of t plus U of B U of t. Such an equation is called non-homogeneous equation. Non-homogeneous equation. So this equation is called as non-homogeneous equation. X dot t which is equal to A x of t plus B of t. Then whatever are the practical system, most of them practical system require inputs to drive them. Such systems are non-homogeneous linear system. Then the solution of the state equation is obtained by considering basic method of finding the solution of homogeneous equation. Homogeneous equation. Next we'll go for review of classical method of solution. Review of classical method of solution. Consider a scalar differential equation as dx by dt as ax. So this is a scalar differential equation which is taken as dx by dt is equal to ax, where x of 0 is equal to x naught. X of 0 is equal to x naught. This is a homogeneous equation with the input vector. So this is taken as a homogeneous equation without the input vector. So this will be taken as homogeneous equation without the input vector. Then whatever is the solution of this equation, it is assumed as x of t is equal to b naught plus b1t plus b2t square, so on up to bk t raised to k. At t is equal to 0, x of 0 is equal to x naught is equal to b naught. Then the solution has to satisfy the original differential equation. Whatever is the solution, it has to satisfy the original differential equation. Then so this using equation 2 in equation 1. So this is equation 1, equation 2, equation 3 using equation 2 in 1. So d by dt of b naught plus b1t plus bk t raised to k is equal to a, b naught plus b1t plus bk t raised to k. Therefore b1 plus 2 b2t, b1 plus 2 b2t, so on plus k bk t raised to k minus 1 is equal to ab naught plus ab1t plus abk t raised to k. b1 plus 2 b2t plus so on up to k bk t raised to k minus 1 is equal to ab naught plus ab1t plus abk t raised to k. Then the coefficients of various powers of t on both sides must be equal in order to go for validity of this equation. Due to that, b1 is equal to ab naught, 2b2 is equal to ab1, kbk is equal to abk minus 1, b1 is equal to ab naught, b2 is equal to half ab1, which is equal to half a square b naught, which is equal to 1 by 2 factorial a square b naught. b3 is equal to 1 by 3 a b2, which is equal to 1 by 3 into 2 a raised to 3 b naught, which is equal to 1 by 3 factorial a raised to 3 b naught. So bk is equal to 1 by k factorial ak b naught and x naught is equal to b naught. So using all these values in the assumed solution, x of t is equal to b naught plus a b naught t plus 1 by 2 factorial a square b naught t square plus so on 1 by k factorial a raised to k b naught t raised to k. So which is equal to b naught 1 plus at plus 1 by 2 factorial a square t square so on up to 1 by k factorial ak t raised to k. So this is given here. b naught into bracket 1 plus at plus 1 by 2 factorial a square t square so on up to 1 by k factorial ak t which is written as 1 plus at plus 1 by 2 factorial a square t square plus 1 by k factorial a raised to k t raised to k x of 0. But 1 plus at plus 1 by 2 factorial a square t square plus 1 by k factorial a raised to k t raised to k is equal to e raised to at. X dot t is equal to e raised to at x of 0. So whatever is this x dot is equal to e raised to at x of 0, it is the required solution of homogeneous equation in scalar form. So if the homogeneous state equation is considered, which is x dot is equal to ax of t, then its solution can be written as x of t is equal to e raised to at x of 0. So in this case, e raised to at is not a scalar but a matrix of order n into n as that of matrix A. Then there is one observation. Okay. So x dot t is equal to e raised to 8x of 0. This is the required solution of homogeneous equation in scalar form. If the homogeneous state equation is considered, x dot t is equal to ax of t and its solution can be written as x of t is equal to e raised to 8x of 0. So in this case, e raised to 8 is not a scalar but a matrix of order n into n as that of matrix A. Then observation. What is the observation is that without input, initial state x of 0 drives the state x of t at any time t. Thus there is a transition of the initial state x of 0 from initial time t is equal to 0 at any time t through the matrix e raised to at. As it is an exponential term, the matrix e raised to at is called matrix exponential and it is also responsible for the transition of the state x of t at any time t from initial time and hence it is called as state transition matrix which is denoted as phi of t. Phi of t is equal to e raised to at which is state transition matrix. So e raised to at is equal to I plus at plus which is given here plus 1 by 2 factor a square t square so on plus 1 by k factorial a raised to k t raised to k. So whatever is the term in the above equation, each term is a matrix of order n into n. If instead of initial time t is equal to 0, it is selected as t is equal to t naught, then the state transition matrix is phi of t is equal to e raised to a t minus t naught. T minus t naught. Next we will see for zero input response. Zero input response. So whatever is the solution of the homogeneous state equation, it is under the condition of zero input. So what we have said about homogeneous state equation is that condition of zero input. Such a response is called zero input response, and for convenience it is denoted as ZIR. The behavior of x of t under the initial conditions without any input u of t is called zero input response of the system. The behavior of x of t under the initial condition without any input u of t is called zero input response of the system. It is also called free, natural or unforced response of the system. Okay. Next we'll go for solution of non-homogeneous equation. So we'll consider a non-homogeneous state equation as x dot t is equal to ax of t plus bu of t. So we can write x dot t minus ax of t is equal to bu of t. So pre-multiplying both sides by e raised to minus at. So e raised to minus at x dot t minus ax of t is equal to e raised to minus at bu of t. Okay, pre-multiplying both sides by minus e raised to minus at, will get this equation. E raised to minus at x of t minus ax of t is equal to e raised to minus at bu of t. Okay, but e raised to minus at x dot t, e raised to minus at x dot t minus ax of t is equal to e raised to minus at bu of t. But e raised to minus at x dot t minus e raised to minus at ax of t is equal to d by dt e raised to minus at x of t. So substituting in above equation, d by dt into bracket e raised to minus at x of t is equal to e raised to minus at bu of t. So initial time is assumed to be 0 and integrating both sides from t is equal to 0 to t, e raised to minus at x of t, e raised to minus at x of t at t is equal to 0, t 0 limits. So integration 0 to t e raised to minus at bu of t d tau. Of to d tau. Okay, so e raised to minus at x of t minus x of t. So e raised to minus at x of t minus x of 0 is equal to integration 0 to t e raised to minus a tau bu of tau d tau. So pre-multiplying both sides by e raised to at, so e raised, we'll get this equation. E raised to at into e raised to minus at x of t minus e raised to at x of 0 is equal to e raised to at integration 0 to t e raised to minus e tau bu of tau d tau. So x of t is equal to e raised to at x of 0 plus integration 0 to t e raised to at minus tau bu of tau d tau. This is the equation. So this equation is known as complete solution of non-homogeneous equation. So there are certain observations. We'll see those observations. The first observation is that the solution is divided into two parts. First part is e raised to at x of 0, which is nothing but the homogeneous solution or zero input response ZR. Second is the other part, integration 0 to t e raised to a t minus tau bu of tau d tau is a part existing only due to application of input u of t from time 0 to t. This is called forced solution or zero state response ZSR. Thus the solution is e raised to at x of, so this is the solution, e raised x of t is equal to e raised to at x of 0 plus integration 0 to t e raised to at minus tau b u of tau d tau. This is known as, first term is known as ZR, zero input response. This is known as ZSR, zero state response, second term. If the initial time is considered as t is equal to t naught rather than t equal to 0, the solution is x of t is equal to e raised to a into bracket t minus t naught x of t naught plus integration t naught to t e raised to a t minus tau b u of tau d tau. So in general what it can be said is that the solution of non-homogeneous equation consists of both the parts ZIR and ZSR. This is ZIR, this is ZSR. Okay, we'll stop here.